Aloha from beautiful Kauai. I'm Ron Margolis with eXp Realty. And today we're going to be answering the question, how did the real estate market end up in 2019? And what does it look like the trends are going into 2020? We're going to look at some of the statistics from the inventory to the sales in the market, and I'll give you an interpretation of how I see that affecting last year's market and this year's market. So let's take a look at our sales. In 2019, you can see the sales broken down into homes, condos, and land. And you can see in the summertime, we had more volume of sales, 59 single-family homes sold in July. When we get to October, November, and December, sales were slowing down, maybe a little decrease in momentum in the market, but also there are fewer people here in the fall. Sales for the year were down 3% island-wide, so that's just a little change from 2018. But interesting enough, on the North Shore, Princeville and Honolulu, the number of single-family homes was down 22%. Probably part of that was caused by hesitation about the North Shore, the roads being closed from Honolulu all the way out to Haiana. When we look at the inventory, the number of properties for sale, you can see that it's kind of stayed around the same. As we've been anticipating a market shift, we would tend to see more inventory building. But I think my notion or prediction that the market would slow down in 2019 didn't really happen. A good economy, good interest rates, I think have been contributing to the market staying pretty much stable. We've hovered around 650 to 700 listings island-wide, and that trend doesn't seem to be changing much. There's always fewer homes for sale in the more affordable price ranges, and always many months more of inventory in the $1 to $3 million range. One of the key stats affecting market price and conditions is, of course, the average and median price sold. The average is simply the average of all the sales prices, but the median is slightly different. It determines what's the price right in the middle. There's an equal number of homes below it and an equal number of homes for sale above it. And if you take a look at the median price of single-family homes, from July, the median price went up from $650 to $715. That doesn't necessarily mean that the market went up 10% in that period of time, but it's an indication of where the activity is in the marketplace. It's important to know that the numbers, without the context behind it, don't have as much meaning, and that's one of my intentions, is to help give you some context to understand how the market is. You can see that land prices vary dramatically. Again, according to the number of sales, if you see the average went from $895 all the way down to $366, but the median price, $439 in the beginning of the summer and $390 by the end. So the median price of land, has gone down a little bit. The final stat that we're going to look at that indicates conditions in the market is DOM, days on market. And they vary from month to month, but if you look in July, 49 days on market for single-family homes, 98 in December. That tells you that there may be a slowdown in velocity of the market. Certainly we've seen it in super hot markets like Honolulu or Silicon Valley, where the market has moved from conditions where there's multiple offers and things sell immediately to now twice or three times the days on market in those areas, and sellers are needing to reduce their prices in order to get their properties sold. So moving forward into 2020, when I look at the numbers for January, the number of transactions was down 29% from January of 2019, and the sales volume of those transactions was down 31%. In our market here on Kauai, it's difficult to draw a trend from one market's data because of the few number of transactions that we have. So we'll need to continue to monitor the market. For the moment, I'd say the market is stable. Certainly, if you're thinking of buying, the interest rates haven't been this good in many, many, many years. So if you're going to be buying with a mortgage, that's something to consider, your buying power at the lower interest rate. And if you're interested in selling, well, how much more appreciation will we see in 2020? impossible to predict, but it seems like we're continuing at a slower and slower pace as we move forward. Until next time, I'm Ron Margolis with eXp Realty, wishing you a hui-ho from the beautiful Garden Island. Until we see each other again, aloha.